Hello, my water signs. I was gonna say last but not least, but man, fuck all that. If you clicked on my face, you listening to my voice, then obviously you know why we're here. We're gonna do some like what's next, coming next for you messages or whatever, um, for you. And if you're dealing with anybody or just in your love life in general, let me make sure this is on. Okay. I'm doing something a little differently today though, and I'm doing water signs, Sun and Venus placements. So take that for how it resonates. Disclaimer, because I just know people like to ask. If you read by something else, then take it for what it resonates for. You know what I mean? If you're a water sun and you like, oh, but this still resonates. Is this still for me? Does it resonate? Yes. If it resonates, cool. Like, it's. I feel like a lot of people kind of overthink when I kind of do stuff like this, because then they be feeling like, well, I don't know if this is for me. How would I know? Because it simply resonates. So if you're another water placement and you like, I still want to check this out to see if there's some messages in here for me, cool. If you don't want to, cool. Like, it's not to be overthought. Don't give yourself no headache, okay? Um, don't know if I said this, but my name is B. Just in case if you're new here, if you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. Everything you need to know about me is down below in the description box, where to find me on other platforms, my website, because I'm open for personal readings, blah, blah, blah. Like, share, subscribe, leave me some comments if this resonated. And yeah, this Venus retrograde energy has been really cray cray. And then we got, what is it? Eclipse in Virgo, I think, coming up. That'll be in Virgo. A full moon eclipse, and I think it's a lunar eclipse, and I think it'll be like a full moon, and it'll be in Virgo. On top of being in Pisces season, on top of Mercury about to go retrograde in Pisces. So, it's just a lot going on in the area. But yeah, while we're doing all of this, today's Friday, TGIF. I hope you guys are having a good day, having a good start to the weekend. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to see what the energy was giving. So let's see what the energy is giving. So let's jump in to see. I kind of want to start with this nice little deck that got my face on it. I never came up with a name for the deck, but it has my face on it, and that's good enough for me. So give me a little something, something for what we can expect for water, moon, and Venus people. Water sign moon, water sign Venuses. Interesting. Okay, all of these videos so far has been pretty interesting. We have daddy issues, we have vulnerability, we have intimacy side by side. I like to see those side by side. And then mental, emotional, physical check-in. Bottom of the deck, we do have the doubt card, aka the do card. Okay. A lot of these readings have been interesting, and there's like a reoccurring theme for sure of like old people coming back. I think fire signs was the only ones, or no, air signs, excuse me, was the only ones who kind of got some new energy. Everybody else pretty much got people coming back. Well, everybody else. Air signs got new energy. Fire and earth got old people trying to come back for whatever reason they trying to come back. And then now we're here with y'all. I see somebody kind of doing something in their backyard that's close to my backyard. So I was just being nosy. Anyway, yeah. So we have daddy issues here, vulnerability, intimacy, mental, emotional check-in. This energy makes me feel like there could be somebody in your energy right now that wants to be vulnerable and intimate, but they probably don't know how. If they're masculine energy, they could have some daddy issues, or just maybe not have a father in their life or something. This makes me feel like, regardless of if it's a man or a masculine energy, this is someone who doesn't really know how to open up. It's what it's given. So what's next in your romantic life, judging by these cards? Looks like it's time for somebody to do an emotional check-in with themselves, because someone hasn't been checking in with themselves emotionally, and they don't know how to do that because of whatever masculine energy that was in their life or wasn't in their life. For instance, case in point, this doesn't necessarily have to just apply to men. This can apply to women too. Women who had an overly masculine mother oftentimes don't know how to honor and hold space for their own emotions, because they were never really taught how to do so. That doesn't necessarily mean daddy issues as much as it could just be having complications with a masculine energy in the home who didn't teach you how to be vulnerable with yourself and check in with your own self to really kind of put that into the relationship. In men, it more so kind of shows up as men who lack having a father present in their life. If their father was present, again, maybe they had a dad who was physically present but not emotionally present, and still kind of just lacking in how do I be vulnerable with my partner? How am I being intimate with my partner outside of sex that involves a mental, emotional kind of check-in? Okay, a lot of men again show vulnerability and intimacy and share emotion through sex, but they don't necessarily know how to just open their heart up and put their heart on their sleeve and talk about what's going on, right? So this could be what's next. This could be the next phase that you at. You could be learning and unpacking this. You could be dealing with someone who's trying to unpack this. Okay, just take it for how it resonates. I'm throwing a lot of stuff up in the air right now. Just catch it if you can catch it, and bitch, if it don't, then let the shit fall by the wayside. Okay. This is pretty interesting though. The doubt slash do card at the bottom of the deck kind of makes me feel like one or both of you could maybe be having some doubts or could be struggling between being doubtful and not. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, I kind of want to clarify before we get into the actual tarot card messages. I want to clarify with the tarot deck what this daddy issues situation is. So what is this daddy issues situation? What is this daddy issues situation? Yeah, for a lot of you person watching, this could be your energy actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Person watching this actually feels like it might be a little bit more of your energy. So water sign, moons, and Venuses, you might be the one needing to work on being a little overly masculine. You maybe could have grown up with like an overly masculine parent, especially as someone who might be a feminine, where it's like, oh, you might be the type of person to see your emotions as a burden. One thing that I've noticed about water signs, water moons, and Venuses specifically, but water signs in general, is for y'all to be water signs. I'm rarely ever cross paths with people who I feel like are emotionally mature, emotionally receptive, who can just be themselves. Like, it be a bunch of emotionally aggressive motherfuckers, right? You not cussing me out because you're angry. You cussing me out because that really hurt your feelings because you're sensitive. But it's like you don't know how to just sit in the vulnerability of saying, look, even though you see ability, you don't see vulnerable. You just have to take my word for it, but it's given, learn how to be more vulnerable. For some of you, it's like you don't value your emotions. So what's next in your love life is learning how to value your emotions and learning how to pour into yourself and nurture yourself. Invest energy into nurturing your emotional side before you can see that being reflected in your reality. If you feel like you've been dealing with a bunch of people who might be emotionally constipated, or who again might struggle with being intimate or being vulnerable on some emotional shit and not so much as the sexual tip, then it's like you yourself gonna have to learn how to save space for your own emotions. If you don't feel like your own emotions or your own vulnerabilities or your own feelings and sensitivities, if you don't feel like that's valuable, then how will you ever attract somebody who equally feels like that's valuable? Because there's a level of baggage here from somebody. Yeah, even look at the bottom of the deck, the Emperor card, 10 of Wands reverse. The Emperor card is here, the Ace of Cups is here, but then the 8 of Cups is reversed. So this definitely makes me feel like there was a masculine energy, regardless of if it was your mother or your father. There could have been somebody who didn't really value heavy emotion, didn't really value vulnerability. Even if you're a young woman, this could still be, well, my father wasn't really the most emotionally receptive. I couldn't go to my dad with a lot of my sensitivities. He'd shoot me off and tell me to go talk to my mama about it. But see, now this could affect you in the men that you attract into your life, to say, okay, well, I'm attracting a lot of men into my life who don't honor my vulnerabilities, don't honor my sensitivities, don't honor the fact that, hey, this is a vulnerable moment for me. Again, this could not even be a dad. This could be an actual mom, where maybe for some of you, you couldn't go to your mom. Like, I know for myself, I think about this a lot too, in proximity to myself. I wish, like how most people have like a parent that they can confide in. I don't. I don't feel close to either of my family members. For most motherfuckers, they feel like it's just their mama or just their dad, and they cool with the opposite one. I don't feel close to either of mine. I don't feel like I could call them about anything. I don't feel like I don't even talk to my dad. I don't know where he is in the world. I haven't spoken to him in years. I don't really plan on it. But then I also, don't really have a mom that I can call and talk to about stuff for other reasons. So maybe you're a part of that, where you feel like, well, I don't really have nobody to talk to, or I didn't really have a mom that was a girl's girl and all of that old shit, and we talk about feelings and boys and pop popcorn and go get our nails done. Like, my mama was mean. My mama tell me stop crying. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you kind of grew up with that. I know my mama was not a girl's girl. My mama was extremely competitive. My mother, actually, she's also a Venus in Aries, so she's having a Venus transit right now. Her Mars and her Venus are both in Aries, my mother. But my mama not a girl's girl. She is very competitive. My mama grew up thinking she was better than a lot of bitches. So yeah, it never really gave. I could just go to my mom and talk about stuff. My mother, me personally, was the type to shoot me off since my daddy wasn't around. So again, I couldn't go to my mama about my sensitivities and what hurt my feelings. My mama shoot me off and tell me to suck that shit up. It took a lot of unpacking for me to learn how to just sit in my own vulnerability. So maybe for some of you, that's where you at right now. Anyway, let's keep rolling. What's next in love? What's next in love? For some of you, is I'm seeing you defending a position that you not really learning the lessons from. There's some blockages. For some of you, you might be dealing with an uphill battle. Yeah. For some of you, I'm seeing what's next in your relationship is a real big need to stop putting action toward things and to really start talking about things. For some of you, you moving too much. There's a lot of wands energy here. Okay, but the Knight of Wands is reversed. The Knight of Wands is reversed. The Knight of Swords is upright. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords, but then the Empress, again, as I said, is reversed. What's next for you in your love life, water, moon, and Venus placements? Learning how to talk and ask the right questions in order to get what it is that you want. Sleeping with somebody, moving fast. You know what I'm saying? I call it running on autopilot. That was something I kind of just established about myself in therapy the other day. Where it's like, sometimes you want something so bad to where you don't even think about how you really feel about it or ask no questions about it. You just go. Especially if you got fire in your chart. Because again, there's a lot of wands. So for some of you, you could have some fire in your chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But then it's like, okay, but let's slow down, pump the brakes, okay? Let's really think about if you want this. You know what I'm saying? Again, emotional, mental check-in with yourself. It's not one thing to just want this person and you like, oh, I just really like them and I just want them so bad. Do you really want them, or is it the idea of you wanting them? Do you really like them as the person? Have you even talked to this person about what they want? Right? Because sometimes, again, we just start wanting motherfuckers and start putting a lot of energy and action behind it. But we don't know if they like us either. We don't know what their intentions is. We don't know what they want out of this. We don't know if they really want us to be their girlfriend, or if you feeling like, or if they feeling like it's some other, like, you don't really know what is given. So what's next in your love life? Instead of doubting your love life, really go back to the drawing board and think about, before I start expending a lot of energy to defend my position or to get myself in a position. Maybe you talking to somebody and you trying to fight for the position because you feel like, I just want the relationship to keep going. Maybe it ain't even started with nobody and you giving a lot of energy to try to win a position. Because you really, really like this person or whatever. Regardless, though, before you expend a lot of energy, ask yourself, is this worth the time and energy and effort you're about to expend into it? Ask yourself, does this really make you feel good? Are you chasing something false? Or is this something that you like, no, I really like the person. I know what I wanted. Da, da, da. Sometimes we can kind of get wrapped up on other stuff. Sometimes we can chase stuff that we don't even want. How many times y'all done been in relationships and you chasing behind keeping the connection going that you're not even happy in? Huh? Because we done been there a couple of times. Where it's like, look, I'm really not even happy. Motherfuckers don't fuck me like I need to. They don't love me like I need to. He emotionally constipated and shit. My birthday passed, he ain't even get me shit. Valentine's Day was last month, girl, he ain't even get me shit. He act like he can't be vulnerable. He act like he just I don't know how to express my emotions. We too grown for all that shit. Fuck that. It's for real. We way too grown. We way too past all of that shit. But see, we want the person and the idea of the thing so bad to where we'll know we not happy. We'll know we not getting the love that we need. We know that there are things that are like, oh, I'm really kind of not happy here. But see, again, you so hopeful and trying to maintain the position. You just don't want to let the relationship go to where you willing to just fight for it. When you got to really sit back and think to yourself, have some clarity with yourself to say, hold on, let me wait a minute. Is this honoring me? Do I feel seen? Do I feel heard? Do I feel appreciated? Do I feel like motherfuckers is actually giving me what I need in this connection to be in or stay in this connection? Things to think about, right? Because again, that's something to really consider before you start putting a lot of action in. Then you start jumping through hoops and hurdles to get to this person, and then you gonna want to act like, oh, well, they just manipulated me. No, you just put a lot of energy behind some shit you ain't had no putting a lot of energy behind. Don't shoot me, I'm just a messenger. Let's ship over. Okay, give me something for water moons and water Venuses for what's next in their love life. This don't necessarily feel like nobody coming from the past though. This makes me feel like either somebody you're currently dealing with or sitting with yourself about how you're operating in these connections. Again, daddy issues, especially for my women and my feminists, along with all of these wands cards, can also look like constantly taking the initiative to pursue a man instead of these men taking the initiative to pursue you. That also could be a big reason why the emperor was upright, but the empress down here was reversed. Are you the one pursuing these men? Because if you in masculine energy, that's something I kind of see amongst women too. Women, you might pursue the man, and then after a while, you get to feeling like, oh, well, I feel like the man in the relationship. Yeah, well, you initiated the entire relationship and kept carrying it on your back up until this point. You've been the masculine in this relationship. At what point did you allow the roles to reverse? So be mindful of that too. What's next in our love life for water signs? Water, moon, and Venus placements. Angel of Love is the first card that popped out. So again, you do have romance coming. You will have an opportunity to give your heart to somebody. Now simply just isn't the time to be decisive about it. So the indecisive card is reversed. What's after that? Envy. The envy card can signify actual envious energy, but this card also is a card to signify stop looking at all the negatives. You might have somebody coming into your life to give you love, but then see, you might find yourself a little indecisive because you steadily focusing on all of the shit that you don't like, or you still focused on all the shit that you feel like is going wrong, or because you still focused on all the negative shit from your past relationships, and now you bringing it into this relationship, and now you don't know how to just focus on the positives of what could be because you still holding on to some old shit. Get very clear about your mental state as it relates to your love life. Be very clear about how you're thinking. Okay, Ace of Swords is a card to indicate mental clarity, epiphanies, clear-mindedness. Okay, you need to be very clear minded when it comes to these new connections, or else you'll keep referring to the old baggage. You'll keep adding blockages into your own relationship. You'll keep, you know what I'm saying, having a guard up with motherfuckers when they really don't mean you no harm. Financial constraints is also reversed. You do have someone coming in, victory and success down at the bottom of the deck. You do have someone coming in that has a lot to offer you. I will say that this feels like someone new. I feel like you might, especially for those of you who you feel like you kind of not really dealing with nobody right now, when you're like, girl, I'm single, I'm just watching this for shits and giggles, cool. You got somebody new coming in. But see, if you don't work through your old past baggage, daddy issues, if you don't work through issues with men, trusting men, if you don't work through taking the initiative or not taking the initiative or whatever that look like for you, you might block your blessings. Get very clear minded about what you want, who you want, what you need to stop doing, what you need to start doing. Instead of taking action and initiative on who you want in your love life and just kind of pushing the pedal to the metal, mash the gas. Get clear minded about what you want, who this person is, and if they actually are in alignment with you. I'm done. Thank you again so much for tuning into my channel. I deeply appreciate it if you got this far. Hopefully this resonated. If this did resonate, leave me some thumbs up, some likes, some comments. Subscribe, join our family. I'm trying to grow us as a community over here. So, excuse me. This is a goal of mine. Again, check down below in the description box for everything that you might need. My name is B, just in case if I forgot to say that the first time. I think I said it though at the beginning of this video. And yeah, TGIF, the sun is going down, so it's almost time for me to go down, which means it's time for me to get up out of here. So thank y'all again, and until next time, bye.